Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for clicking over. It means a lot that you guys keep clicking. If you guys keep clicking, I'll keep making. And today we're going to be talking about which twists are staying and which twists are leaving, as well as the advantages in Survivor 43. Obviously, this season is so pivotal as far as the future of the show goes, with this new era not really being that good of an era, but it's showing promise with the good casting of Survivor 42. I think 43 for me is such a make or break it season. And for me, the biggest gripe that I had with the past two seasons was the twists and advantages. And that's what we'll be covering in this video, is which twists are going and which twists are staying. Again, I'm getting my info from InsideSurvivor.com, the most reputable Survivor leaking website. And so although it isn't official from the show, it should be taken as basically official information. And so the first thing that I want to touch on is the Hourglass twist returning to the show in Survivor 43? And the answer to that question is no. It will not be returning. It was received horribly. They even tweaked it by telling the players out there in 42 that it will give the player who is sent to Exile Island a big power in the game. But they knew essentially as soon as it happened that it wasn't going to be received well. And after it happened, they definitely knew, because people were not happy. People from all sides of the Survivor community were just absolutely fed up with this. Casuals, super fans. It had nothing to do with if you like old school Survivor or new school Survivor. It was all about the fact that this twist wasn't fair and it wasn't fun at all. But sadly, that's not the whole story. Part of this twist will stay for future seasons. I'll actually be talking about that later in the video, so stay tuned. As far as the Beware advantages go, those will not be making a return. They will be coming back, but the three-way idols will not. So there will be advantages that have negative effects, and those will be called the Beware advantages for the season. But those three-way idols from the pre-merge are not coming back, which to me was always kind of obvious, as I feel like once the players who are going to be playing on these seasons saw 41 and 42, they're probably going to be looking out for those silly phrases at the challenges constantly, therefore kind of diminishing the entire point of them being like secret. And I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose when the players themselves know what's going on. I don't necessarily like the return of them at all, honestly, in any format, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do with them. I hope it's balanced, and I hope that all players involved have a fair chance for it to work out for them in the end if they play the game better than the other player. I feel like the seller with these Beware advantages is the fact that they're supposed to balance these twists, where it's not just positive thing. Oh, I'm just gonna find this, I'm gonna find that. It's all good. They want to make it so that you can't just find things and win the game. You also have to find things and then manage those things in order to win the game. What is not coming back is the do or die twist, which essentially to me never really came to fruition, as the players got lucky and an actual vote did happen at both of those tribals in both of these seasons. I think for me, they got lucky that it didn't disrupt those votes, although I think honestly it would have been kind of interesting to see Deshawn go in 41, but I feel like the vote in 42 was much more interesting than Lindsay just getting booted there, even though Lindsay was probably going to get booted anyway soon. And so I feel like to me, the biggest thing for me is it kind of ruined votes that were supposed to be interesting for the most part. It could save a boring vote, but why would you expect a vote to be bad at Final 7? To me, you're already putting bad expectations on yourself with that mindset. It also has the capacity to take out a player who just simply didn't get voted out of the game, which has happened in so many different ways over the past around, I'd say, 10 seasons. And I'm not really a fan of it. I'm not a fan of the whole, oh, Suri, you're out because you don't have an advantage. I feel like the person should go because they got the votes necessary to go home. I think any other way and you're asking for problems. It's not the way that the game should be played. I feel like to me, you're asking for a big player like, for an example, Omar, to get screwed by this twist versus his epic blindside the round after. I feel like you're missing out on crazy good votes, and on top of that, you're risking getting gigantic characters out in a very puny way. Moving over to some things that will be staying, we have small tribes, meaning 6-person tribes and 3 of them. We also have no food, risk reward dilemmas, shot in the dark. Those are all here to stay, which to me is interesting. I would like to see a 2-tribe start season at some point, as those big tribes tend to have very, very fun votes early on before the majority alliance kind of grabs a hold of the tribe. And then, of course, you can just swap. But with no swap and 3 tribes, it seems to me more of the same of the past seasons. As far as the shot in the dark, I love that. I think it's very balanced. As we've seen, it hasn't worked yet, so it's definitely not overpowered. Some people are calling for it to be more powerful, which I think is not the way to go. I think that the twist itself works perfectly. It adds intrigue to some boring pre-merge vote outs that are going like 5-0 or 5-1. I think in general, it's a very, very good idea, and it makes the majority alliance plan for one extra thing. And as far as the no food goes, I've talked about it in the past. I think this is horrible for the show. I think it gives the players 0 energy, and it makes them less likely to make big moves. It just generally makes them less exhausted, and their personalities don't shine as much when they're literally going on 0 food. It's terrible for them, and I understand that this isn't just like Big Brother on an island where they're supposed to have all these luxuries, but giving them food, like the bare minimum, I think to me produces a better result as far as the television product. I think I might have actually let this slip out earlier by accident, but yes, there's no swaps at all in this season, just like the past 2. Again, something that I'm not really a big fan of, as a tribe can get really boring. I understand that every once in a while, we just want to see a tribe absolutely destroy itself, like an UA for an example, or we just want to see a tribe's the dynamics play out, and then like the swap ruins it. But to me, the swap always makes the game more interesting. Whether it's for the better or worse as far as the gameplay is one thing or another, but it definitely adds more layers, and it stops pre-merge alliances from dominating the post-merge gameplay. And lastly, I did hint at it earlier, the earn the merge mechanic is coming back. Now, there is no hourglass twists, but the idea that at 12 they would split into 2 groups, play a challenge, and then the losing tribe being vulnerable at that first merge tribal is here to stay. That is coming back, but there will be no hourglass option for the player to swap these 2 groups at all. So the tribe that wins will not be vulnerable no matter what. But what do you think? Which twists should stay and which twists should go? Let me know down below in the comments. As always, none of this happens without you guys. Without you guys, I'm just a weird guy speaking in a weird microphone. Join the Discord server in the description as always. And if that's it, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.